What's up, guys? So, unless you've been living under a rock for the last 2 weeks, then you would know that Nintendo had a Direct during E3, and in that Direct, the very first announcement that Nintendo had was that Kazuya Mishima would be the next character to join Smash Bros. Ultimate. And if you want to know how I feel about this announcement, I will refer you to this live reaction.
No! Yo!
Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about why this is literally the best announcement at E3, and obviously this is extremely subjective and biased because I am a humongous Tekken fan. And before we get started, I just wanted to say about 20% of my hype is because in this Smash prediction video of mine, at one point in the video, I talk about a couple different Tekken reps I would like to see join Smash, and originally I picked Jim Kazuma, who also happens to be Kazuya's son, and in that video, I also roughly detail what I would like to see him fight like, and some of what I ended up saying is also what it looks like we will be seeing with Kazuya, which specifically I'm talking about being able to transform into their devil forms at will. Now, obviously, I don't know if it will be at will. From what the trailer shows, it will most likely end up being something similar to Joker's Arsene, mixed with a mechanic working exactly like Sephiroth's wing. So, basically, I think that he will end up changing into his demon form after a certain amount of damage is done to others, as opposed to with Joker, where Arsene only triggers after a certain amount of damage is taken, and then changing back into his human form after he gets a KO. But we just have to wait until Sakurai finally shows us just how exactly he will work. And speaking of, I may make a video about the showcase, it really just depends on how much I have to say. Now, moving on to the reason for why I think he is objectively the best Smash announcement, mainly being his moveset. Now, going back to when we originally got Terry's showcase, I honestly was very hyped for Terry because of the fact that after you get the Go Sauce, he has all of these special inputs for Buster Wolf and etc., which quite literally paved the way for Kazuya, because if you don't know, Tekken is an extremely technical game that requires several inputs to do whatever you want to do and can lead into some crazy combos that will completely devastate the opponent, assuming you know what you're doing. And trust me, if you have any Tekken game like Tekken Tag Tournament 2 for example, go hop into an online lobby and just see how many people you can run into that will literally obliterate your entire health bar from just one non-stop combo. Now, from the preview of moves that Sakurai had showed us, I'm assuming that Kazuya isn't going to be losing his Tekken moveset, at least not entirely. Or maybe they are just a ton of special inputs like with Terry, but at this point only Sakurai really knows. I think Kazuya's moveset could be absolutely amazing, and for a longtime Tekken fan like myself, I am really excited. From this tiny bit of information that we got, I'm assuming that Kazuya will be by far the most technical character that we have ever gotten, and will probably ever receive unless Sakurai or Sakurai 2.0 decides to give us another character from the franchise within the next 30 years. I mean, you thought that Terry's Go Sauce inputs were difficult to learn? Get ready for the combos that this man is capable of, or at least should be. Just from the sheer amount of moves that we were shown in the little preview, I'm pretty sure that Sakurai is just porting his entire moveset over to Smash. And I'm making this assumption purely based off of the fact that he said it looks like Tekken. I'm not entirely sure what his recovery will look like though, which is honestly what I am most interested in seeing. And now, I also love that this shows that Sakurai is willing to put more villains into the game, because in the same video that I mentioned earlier, I stated that I really only have one complaint when it comes to the Super Smash Bros. Games, and that's the amount of playable villains that we have in the games. Like honestly, out of all of the franchises we have in Smash, we only have 14 villains, with Sakurai throwing in the main antagonist of the Tekken series as the second DLC villain. It really gives me a lot of hope that in the future games, we may end up seeing more villains as well. And also, this will be the first character on this Smash Pass to be fighting entirely close quarters combat, and the second DLC character of this kind for Ultimate. So, if you are someone who has been complaining about there being too many sword fighters, and you're also complaining about Kazuya's inclusion, I really don't want to hear it. This is literally exactly what you asked for. Someone who is 100% fisticuffs, doesn't use any weapons or have any gimmicks. Well, that's not totally true, because he has a demon form and it has lasers. But you gotta give these guys some type of gimmick, otherwise they will just be as boring as Mii Brawler. But anyways, my point is that it was inevitable for us to get a Tekken rep. And honestly, it should have happened forever ago. I mean, personally, I'm really surprised that King of Fighters got a rep before Tekken, just because I'm not the leading authority on fighting game popularity or how influential they are by any means, but throughout my entire early life, the only time I ever remember that any given SNK title exists is whenever I saw their characters slapped into a Capcom vs SNK game. And personally, I know a ton of people who know what Tekken is. I don't even know half that amount who know what an SNK game is, whether it be King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, or Art of Fighting. And I'm genuinely not trying to discredit SNK games by any means, it's just outside of Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat, there really aren't many undeniably iconic fighting games. That is just my personal experience. I love King of Fighters, I'm just saying that they aren't as well known, so please don't murder me in the comments. But going back to what I was saying, in terms of Smash representation, Tekken and Mortal Kombat were the last two fighting game franchises with no reps in Smash. And Bandai helped Sakurai make this damn game, so the fact that it took this long is insane. And if that is the reason as to why you were upset with Kazuya's reveal, then fine, I guess you're justified. But now let's go back to my original point before I got sidetracked. The number of iconic fighting games that don't have reps in Smash are down to 1 now, with just Mortal Kombat being left. But I already covered my thoughts on Mortal Kombat in Smash, so go ahead and check this video out if you want. My point is that Kazuya absolutely deserves to be in Smash 100,000 million %. I mean, I know Sephiroth showed up and really made us all think that he murdered Mario, but Kazuya also showed up uninvited and beat the absolute shit out of Ganondorf, massacred Captain Falcon several times, I mean seriously, and then tossed that man into the lava to add insult to injury. And after that, he also abused several characters with anniversaries this year, like Min Min, and in hindsight, Kazuya also did Nintendo's dirty work for them by showing us that we aren't getting any new games for Fire Emblem Kirby or Kid Icarus this year, despite all of them having their own anniversaries this year as well. And not to mention, he straight up murdered Pit, so Sakurai didn't have to. And if the fact that he showed up and smacked around everyone doesn't get your respect, I don't really know what could. If you do feel like Kazuya shouldn't be included in Smash, then clearly you're missing what kind of game this is, and let me clarify it for you. It's a fighting game, so fighting game characters should be in this game. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Whether you loved the announcement of Kazuya or you hated it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next one.